How'd you
That's
get
crazy.
that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, okay, so you see the bottom left button?
Yeah.
Click that, and then you can scroll through them, and then the check mark. How'd you get rid of it?
It's going back and forth now. Already? Oh,
Okay.
shit.
You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get it. Let's start it then. I forget how the intro goes, but I just said it too, like 5 minutes ago.
Can Liam hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
And we're back with another episode of That's On Me. I'm your boy, Phil, with Justin Randall, Justin Glenzer, if he ever shows his face, who's totally absent from episode 1 of the pod, and special guest, Liam McNicholas, reporting live from, I want to say, California.
Hell yeah, baby.
Oh, shit. How is it over there in Cali?
Oh, it's nuts, dude. People wearing all their Clipper stuff. Paul George jerseys everywhere. It's awesome.
The governor's a dictator.
Yeah, baby.
Free the people.
But yeah, we're back. Rudy should be hopping on sometime soon, probably before Thanksgiving, hopefully. Malik's nowhere to be found.
Dude, this is crazy that I have to have this fucking background.
And, you know, we're keeping things going. We're keeping things going. And off the top of today's talk, we're going to talk about, you know, pretty much the NBA offseason. From the draft to the trades to free agency. First off, we're going to talk about the NBA trades and see how we feel about them. Probably give them some grades. We're not going to talk about every single trade because some of them are just pointless. We're going to talk about the major ones. So off the bat, we're going to talk about the trade with Jrue Holiday to the Bucks. And Randall, starting with you, the Bucks get Jrue Holiday and a 2020 second-round pick, which was the 60th pick, which is Sam Merrill. The Pelicans get Bledsoe, Steven Adams, and the 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027 first-round pick. Denver Nuggets get the 2020 first-round pick, which was R.J. Hampton, and OKC get George Hill and Darius Miller. The 2023 first-round pick, 2023 Hornets second-round pick, and the 2024 Wizards second-round pick. So, I want to know.
Good thing we're starting with an easy one.
What are your thoughts, and what would you give for a grade for any of these teams that traded?
A grade. I think. I don't know if anyone really got screwed out of the trade. I think everyone ended up with a pretty fair position. The Bucks definitely got better. I mean, if you get rid of Eric Bledsoe, chances are he's going to get better no matter what you do.
Wow.
Let's be honest.
Bro, he doesn't suck.
He doesn't?
Bro, for what they do on offense, he's not bad.
Only thing I've seen him do is get some by turnovers. Not be able to score in the playoffs. Get some by turnovers. Anyway, he can't shoot. Drew Holiday can shoot. He plays good defense. Drew Holiday plays better defense. And Drew Holiday's better leader. Everything. So, and with a really one of the best teams in the East. Yeah, helped them a lot. The Thunder obviously comes to stack with their Jack Pistons out that Rodgers. And that's working out for them. Like, in the next 5 years, they're set. They're going to get the number 1 pick probably every single year. Or the number 2 pick, or both. So whatever they're trying to do, they're doing it very well. And then the Pelicans are just trying to get 10 points out of their team. They got Steven Adams, which is actually huge. Yeah. I don't really care about these, but I'm worried about those small teams that will make the playoffs. we're going to steal a position in the playoffs in the Warriors, that's when it's made up. I don't want to talk about doing that. Don't go on media, I'm not worried about that. But it was alright. I don't think anyone got like an A.
Liam, same question, and tell me what does this Drew Holiday addition to the Bucks do for the Bucks in the playoff picture?
I think it makes him the favorite again, which I mean, I'm not going to believe in Giannis being able to win a playoff series by himself until he does it. So, like, Drew Holiday helps, but Drew Holiday's not going to get you buckets down the stretch by himself and win you a playoff series against Philly or Miami or probably even Boston. I think that team just needs they need another piece. If they got Bogdanovich too, then I would have been like, okay, this team is the favorite in the East, but they didn't. And they overpaid for Holiday, but they had to do it. Otherwise, Giannis is out. But I love Drew. He's underrated, but I think he's gotten to the point where he's so underrated that people are kind of overrating him. Like, he's not going to go out and get buckets for you.
True. Glenzer, how about you? And Glenzer, let me add another question, because Liam said they're trying to keep Giannis in the Bucks. Giannis can very well not stay with the Bucks, even though they made a move for Drew Holiday. Does he stay with the Bucks?
Well, I think them getting Drew Holiday makes them better, but I do think that they overpaid for him. I don't know what the Pelicans. This is to trade still. I don't know what the Pelicans are doing with getting Adams too. Like playing Adams and Zion next to each other, is that actually going to work for more than 5 minutes at a time when you can't see a free?
True.
So I don't know. But as far as Giannis staying, I don't think them getting Drew Holiday just makes him want to stay 100%. So I think they have to do well with whatever team they have. If they didn't trade for Drew Holiday, they would have had to do well. They traded for Drew Holiday, they have to do well. So if they don't make the finals, he's not staying. It's just a fact. And I don't know. I don't think he should sign that extension yet. I think he should just wait. But I mean,
Also,
millions of dollars on the table.
I also want to point out the fact that the Pelicans got Eric Bledsoe through a trade, and they also drafted a point guard in their first round with Lonzo there. So I'm not sure what their plans are at with the point guard position, or if they plan to move someone, but that's also something to look at, having 3 point guards and a first rounder in the lottery on your depth chart.
Lonzo?
I hope not. Lonzo.
They just get rid of Bledsoe. I mean, Lonzo and Kyle Lewis, that's 2 good point guards.
They're not thinking about next year. Neither the Pelicans or the Thunder are. They're going to take all these contracts that nobody wants if teams just throwing these draft picks. The two of them have such a stronghold on the draft for the next 8 years now. Like, they don't care that they have 7 point guards because they have every draft pick for 10 times as many bodies as Justin said he has. So they have 6 draft picks. It's crazy, bro.
And at first, I was thinking why would they need all these draft picks? They're looking like quarters right now with all those first rounders. But there's some speculation that the NBA is going to change the age where you can enter the draft. Pretty much you can come straight out of high school, and pretty much you don't got to go the college route. So what OKC is doing is pretty good. Plus, the upcoming draft classes for the next 2 years is looking very, very promising. So OKC might be playing chess while the rest of the league is playing checkers. But also they're in a tanking kind of situation with trading Chris Paul, which goes into my next question. Liam, starting with you. How significant is this Chris Paul trade to the Suns? For Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, who then got traded to Minnesota, Ty Jerome, and Jalen LeCue in a 2022 first round pick.
It's big because it makes them in the conversation for that 6, 7, 8 spot. So, what Justin's saying, worrying about the Warriors, this is a team they have to worry about now. Because if Chris Paul is 90% of what he was last year, and the Suns could play like they did in the bubble, that's a playoff team. and they didn't really lose that much. Like Oubre and Baines are kind of like sneaky big losses for them, but Jalen Smith can probably replace Baines, even though I didn't like that pick. And Bridges, Okobo, all those guys will do a year better. So it's a great move for them. I love it for Phoenix.
Randall, how about you? And also, I forgot about Abdul Nader. The Suns also get him.
Right. I thought it was a huge trade. Considering they didn't really give up anyone from the core in the bubble, like their core was like, well, they gave up the Rubio, but obviously they took the ball. But their core is Booker and Ayton,
Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson, exactly. You keep all of them, and you're adding Chris Paul. You become a serious threat, at least like that middle pattern in the West. And like we said, like teams like that, I'm like very proud of. Number one, because they're in the same division. That's cool. That division has the Lakers, Clippers, Kings, and the Suns. But yeah, the fact that you don't have to do it before, that was great. And you only got better. It's a great trade. I like a lot of football. I know it's not like a guaranteed championship contender, but in terms of fit, the game that wasn't Ayton, he was like a dream big man for him. And that's a good one to have. They didn't have it for 25 years.
We lost Randall. But Glenzer, how about you? How significant is that trade?
Well, I think I don't think it just makes them a playoff contender. I think it makes them into they could probably make the finals. I don't know, because Liam said if he was 90% of what he was in Oklahoma City, if he's 90% of what he was in Oklahoma City, imagine what he can do with Ayton and Booker instead of Shai and Steven Adams. I mean, I would assume that team is, because we're from the 5 seed, I would assume that the Phoenix is better than the 5 seed. That's just what I would assume. I think that they're going to be a better team than the Thunder were last year.
That's true. That's true. And little fun fact with this trade, Devin Booker was drafted in 2015, and he's not played with an all-star point guard. He's played with Ricky Rubio, Tyler Ulis, Eric Bledsoe, Cameron Payne, Jimmer Fredette, Brandon Knight, Isaiah Cannon, and many more. And he's never played with an all-star point guard. So this should be the year the Suns make it into the playoffs after their undefeated bubble run, and we should see big things come out of Phoenix. Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't say big things. I would say, change coming to Phoenix.
I hate that they lost Oubre, though. You could tell that he likes playing in Phoenix, and he had just done a photo shoot with their jerseys 2 days before that.
Damn.
And you could just tell that he likes playing there. And I think he's a good player. So he would just be exactly what they're going to need eventually, which is a wing defender that they lost. So, but I mean, you get Chris Paul, so I guess you take it. What's good with that contract, though? How did they take that on? I don't understand. Isn't his contract like $40 million?
It is $40 million. I think it's 35 or 40 million. I get all the numbers confused, but it's very big.
It's high.
It's very high. Let me see. They traded. So Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, Jalen McHugh.
Jalen McHugh got traded again today.
To where?
The Pacers. TJ Leaf.
TJ Leaf.
Unofficially.
That's interesting. With Malcolm
If
Brogdon.
you look at Phoenix's roster moves, though, they lost almost 10 guys in game 5. So they don't have one single person that Chris Paul contract goes into, but it's Rubio, Oubre, Aaron Baines, Kaminsky, all those dudes added up.
I hate that Baines lost too. Baines is another piece that's just he's a good player.
Yeah, I think another thing that they did, though, they did sign Jay Crowder, who
they did,
pain in the ass, but he's exactly what these young teams need to get the playoffs.
Facts.
Win.
That is a veteran right there.
Loved Jay Crowder for the 40 games I have him. So
yeah. So the next trade we're going to talk about is, I think, the first trade that happened pretty much in the whole offseason. I think it happened before the official, NBA offseason started, and it was the trade Dennis Schroeder for Danny Green. And like Liam said before, Randall said the Lakers just pretty much upgraded every weakness that they had from their last championship run. They got rid of Danny Green. They can't replace Rondo, but they got Montrez and things like that. So Glenzer, how big is this trade by the Lakers to get Dennis Schroeder?
Well, getting Schroeder is huge because they lost Rondo, obviously. And Schroeder also can score, and he plays defense. So two things that are great from a point guard. Also, I feel like he's going to play well off of LeBron and AD because he's just a six-man role. He doesn't need a ton of volume like that. But the Lakers also get Montrez too.
Yes, they did. We're going to talk about that later too. Yeah.
Another pickup for them. That's just their whole thing was, do the Lakers have a bench? Is the bench going to perform in the playoffs? Blah, blah, blah. They're obviously the clear. I think they're the clear contender. Favorite right now to win the finals again. And it's not even close. Pretty much theirs to lose at this point.
Liam, same question?
Yeah, I mean, Rondo was awesome in the finals, and he has that name value since he's probably a Hall of Famer. But right now, Dennis Schroeder is better than he is. So it's an upgrade, and Wesley Matthews and Fred too. Those are enormous pickups. Schroeder and they re-signed KCP. I mean, Schroeder and Montrez were 2 of the 3 finalists for 6th Man of the Year, and now they're on this bench. The rich got richer. The rich got big.
Randall, same question.
It's crazy. Their bench was a huge issue in the regular season playoffs. They only could really rely on Kuzma and a little bit of Caruso. Dwight was important, obviously, but in terms of guards and skill players and stuff and things you expect from people, they were bad. And they got Schroeder, who, like Liam said, was the runner-up for 6th Man of the Year. That's crazy, man. Shouldn't be allowed. He's a pest. He's extremely important on offense and defense. Just a good point guard to have. Wesley Matthews is actually reliable from the 3-point line, and he can go to the basket, and he's not going to put floaters that are just going to clank. And Harold, it's so annoying, man. Rob Pelinka and Rich Paul, whoever's back there, they snapped. And Rob Pelinka is someone who people thought was going to do a good job. Magic Johnson that deserve all the credit and orchestrated all that stuff, but he's going crazy.
All right, so next trade I want to talk about is the trade that the Nets did with the LA Clippers, getting Landry Shamet. Pretty much, the Clippers are getting Luke Kennard from the Pistons. It was a 3-team trade. The Clippers getting Luke Kennard and Justin Patton. Detroit's getting Rodney McGruder, and the Brooklyn Nets are getting Landry Shamet. So Liam, starting with you, this trade is, I see why they did it to help the pieces to surround KD and Kyrie, but they just signed Joe Harris, and obviously they're trying to get more, whatever they can find out there. So how significant is this trade?
Yeah, I actually think they killed this trade. They got Shannon and they got Bruce Brown from Detroit, who's a really good defender. And Kennard's fine. I'd rather have Shamet, but Kennard's a good offensive player. But I really like what Brooklyn did. I mean, these are the kind of guys you need to put around Kevin Durant, or guys like Joe Harris that can shoot, Shamet who can shoot, Bruce Brown is going to defend. You with Kevin Durant, you're a contender, so just put solid role players around him. And Detroit, I don't know what they're doing. It's a disaster. That whole roster is a nightmare. I can't imagine having to be in charge of that roster.
Randall, how about you? Same question.
Yeah, Detroit gave up pretty much the most promising player. Not in that trade, but Christian Wood to the Rockets. Obviously, they got Rose and Blake Griffin's probably never going to be the same after he got hurt in the playoffs. The Nets, that move is something you need to get over the hump to win a championship. Like, reliable guys like that, who can score. That when you got hurt come out, you're not really losing too much of a step. Because that's where a lot of teams like just fumble and give up huge runs and stuff. And they having Shamit come off the bench and whatever it is, Dinwiddie possibly. Dinwiddie could start obviously, but he's not come off the bench. Having that, and just pretty much solidifying the core of the roster of the team for it. I think Shamit can ball. Bruce Brown, a good defender too. Yeah, they did a really good job. Not losing Joe Harris was huge. That's obviously one of the best shooters in the NBA. Teams kill for shooters like that, and they have one. That's really training, so that's good.
And Glenn, to your what do you think about the significance of this trade?
So, let me get this straight. The Nets got Shamit, Bruce Brown, and who else?
Those were the two that they got in that trade.
Yeah.
And Reggie Perry? Who was Reggie Perry? You know who that is?
Beats me.
Okay, well,
that's a 2K My Player. That's not a real player.
Actually, no. Reggie Perry was a second-round draft pick.
Okay, yeah.
57.
Whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, I think the Nets getting Shannon and Bruce Brown is great because, I mean, pretty much what are they going to do? The Nets, they're going to run ISO ball. Kyrie, KD, get out of my way. You just need complimentary players at that point. So that's what you get with those two. I'm excited to see what else they put around them in the future. Because they're not done yet. They still have a couple of moves they're going to make for sure.
Yep, I agree. And going to the last trade we're going to talk about, and let's just put it complimentary players. The Portland Trailblazers traded for Robert Covington from the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets get Trevor Ariza, who was then traded. And they also get the 2020 first-round pick, Isaiah Stewart, who I think was also traded to Detroit. And a 2021 protected first-round pick. So, Glender, coming straight to you. How significant is this trade?
Okay, this is another trade where, like, what is going on here? Can you explain what, like, are you asking me for what team?
For the Portland Trailblazers. How significant is this trade for them?
The Trailblazers
Careful,
got who?
Phil's going to kill you if you say the wrong team.
Yeah, the Trailblazers got who?
Robert Covington.
And didn't they traded away Isaiah Stewart, didn't they?
Yes, Isaiah Stewart and Trevor Ariza.
Okay, I think they should have kept Isaiah Stewart. I think that would have been a good player for them. But whatever. Them getting Covington, I mean, complimentary players. Dame needs somebody, according to you. You're always talking about Dame not having anybody. So I don't want to hear anything anymore. They re-signed Melo as well. So he's got his players. If they're anything below an 8 seed, you should probably just stop talking.
Okay, first of all, you're right. Second of all, what the Blazers have done, and we're going to talk about throughout the whole show, throughout this offseason, has been amazing. I don't want to dive into it too early. Randall, same question to you.
Bro, that's a big addition. I don't care what anyone says. Because the small forward has been like their weakest position for like since the 1970s, bro. But they never have a good small forward. Rodney Hood is okay, then just broke every bone, muscle in his body. Carmelo is unreliable. Sorry. Dog, like, how are you that size and just, like, never go to the free line, never go to the basket? I don't care how old you are. If you do it at, what's his name? That that shooting coach's gym where all the NBA players go. You go to the basket there, go to the basket NBA. Help the guys.
Brickley.
Yeah, see Brickley, bro. Go to
That's
the basket.
NH's finest, baby.
He's actually the man. But yeah, Covington is a really good shooter, really good defender, and you finally have someone at that position who can stay in the game and isn't a liability, and you're gonna have to yank out. It was great. I think that was more important than keeping up there than the draft. Like, a lot more important. You have, I mean, Zach Collins is phenomenal, but you at least could have helped in guarding Anthony Davis in terms of winning. Not having him is huge, and you're going to have him back this season. Yeah, you'll be able to trust him during the season. You don't really need that many bigs. You have Nurkic and Collins. And
They just got Harry Giles.
Harry Giles, yeah. We'll see if he wants to wake up and realize who he is.
And Liam, same question to you.
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say, I actually think they've had maybe the best offseason out of any team. I put them right up there with the Lakers, and then I just think for the future, the Thunder and Pelicans are way ahead of everybody. But for right now, I put them right with the Lakers. I mean, you get Covington, who's huge. You get Cantor, who is a bomb on defense, but he can get you buckets anytime. They got Derek Jones Jr., who I think is a sneaky good rotation player. Harry Giles, the potential is through the roof with him if he ever realizes it. And then you're able to re-sign Rodney Hood, Melo, and then you get Zach Collins back healthy. So I think they're kind of stacked if they can put it together. We'll see. I think they kind of always disappoint and always don't play as well as they should until the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. But I think they've done an awesome job with that roster.
I agree too. And Glenzer, to your point of the Portland Trailblazers, there's no excuses for them. As they've done a great job in the offseason, and they should be, up there in the playoff picture. But still, Dame has not played with an All-Star. Same with Steph Curry. So this coming season, Steph is not playing with an All-Star, the same as Damian Lillard. But now Dame has pieces, which I've told y'all since season 1 that they had no pieces. Everyone that they
and
had,
know what's going to happen? He's going to lose to LeBron again. And you're going to complain about not having an All-Star.
Hey, if they lose to LeBron in Game 7 in the conference final, I'm good with that.
I see
I'm
what
actually-
you're
Seven in the conference final. Oh my god.
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to put Steph in game.
Yeah, it's not even close, bro.
Bill,
I'm just-
what?
I'm
Bill,
just
the Trailblazers with their roster right now,
yes.
the Warriors minus Clay, I'm still taking the Warriors.
That's,
Because they have Steph Curry.
Yeah.
that's
They have
you.
a child god. And they have Wiseman.
I say they make the playoffs, but they do not do better than the Trailblazers.
Phil, think about how good you think Dame is. That's how good Steph actually is.
Okay, and I want to see it. You don't got your running mate.
Want to see
And-
what?
He has
What,
2
bro?
MVPs, bro.
You haven't
Okay,
seen
but
it before?
time out. Has he ever made the playoffs without Clay? That's my question.
Has Dame made the playoffs without CJ?
Yes.
There's one season without
Yes.
Clay
When?
there's one season without
He's-
Clay since he got Clay. He played 5 games.
All
He got
I'm
hurt
saying,
the whole year.
all I'm saying is Steph is going to have a roster with no All-Stars. And that's not including Draymond Green, because I just don't think Draymond Green's
Not a good season to use that as comparison because his team's going to be very good.
this team is going to be very good, just like the Portland Trailblazers team are every year, except when they get injury ridden, and then everyone's going to be like, "Oh, Dame should do this, Dame should do that." So if Steph is not doing that, I'm going to be like, "Steph should be doing this, Steph should be doing that." The same way y'all be saying that Dame should be doing this and that.
He's going to do it the same way because he has no rings. He has no rings.
I'm talking about the regular season.
He has no rings. Obviously, people are going to say that if you have no rings. People are going to be a little harsher on you if you've never won a championship before.
I'm trying to
That's
keep the
one-
same energy with everyone. I'm trying to keep the same energy. Same energy with
Yeah.
everyone. Yes.
Don't. I'm telling you,
Honestly-
it's
I'm not really that
play in
good.
the championship.
Steph Curry's gonna average 35, a cool 35. It's gonna be light.
Okay. If he makes the playoffs, I can say nothing. But if he doesn't make the playoffs, or he's a non-playoff team looking in halfway through the season, I'm gonna be just like y'all when y'all said the same thing to Damian Lillard. I'm gonna be like,
let me guess.
Dame-
We're talking about Dame and Curry. If Curry doesn't make the playoffs,
Oh man, you
he's
caught
not
out
top
with the
5.
team.
Is that
I'm not
what
even talking about top 5, Rudy. I don't even want to go into that
You don't wanna
conversation.
get blamed for it.
I don't want to go into that conversation.
Listen, the Warriors going from the worst team in the NBA to
A playoff team.
not making the playoffs isn't the same as the Blazers not making the playoffs considering where they were last year. Not the same. Not the same.
The Blazers were a 3 seed though when they lost, and then they got multiple injuries in the playoffs, and then they were a non-playoff team though.
They didn't win 15 games. No, so anything even close to as good as that, making the playoffs is impressive. I know they got a lot more help, but
Before we talk about free agency, Glenzer, you think the Warriors are gonna have a better season, a better record than the Blazers?
Let me think about this. I don't know the Warriors' full team, but I'm thinking yes. I really do think so.
Yeah.
Rudy, you think so too? After their off season, they just lost Clay.
Yeah.
Wow, you must be
close.
putting a lot of money on Andrew Wiggins.
No, this man Steph. Do you understand?
Bro, Steph is Steph.
I'm glad. I'm happy for Liam. He fucking fucked that up.
Listen, I'm not trying to downplay Steph, but this is the Western Conference, bro. Like one
Steph must have Curry, bro.
Look at that war system. They're fucking both gonna be. I'm starting to look at that war. We can plan for this. We can plan for that.
I'm just saying the Western Conference is all about having depth. It's all about having depth. Is it not?
Unless Porter goes sick, though.
I don't think they're putting all the pieces together. They had their time MVP, time champion. That's what they're in the league for 5 years last year.
I get that, but the Western Conference is about depth, bro.
Number 2 pick. I got late in the year. We only played 10 games. They just got a big bread.
Yes.
And their bench got better. So
Their bench got better?
yes.
Did it get better?
Best player last year was Eric Pascal. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I'm not.
They also have one of the best coaches in the league, which no one ever talks about. Like Steve Kerr matters. He's a better coach than Terry Stotts.
I'm saying right now they should not have won 15 games last season. They won 26. But they won 15. Carry on. And you know how many games they lost by under 5 points? Like 11.
All I'm saying, I agree they're going to be a playoff team, but to Glenzer's point, I don't see them doing better than the Blazers. Maybe a 4-5 situation. The Blazers aren't a good team.
I love how you take that. You know how I feel. I think they have a great player.
Yeah.
Defense and on top 115.
Gary Trent was a rising star on the bubble. Carmelo, y'all still sleeping on Carmelo. What? See, every time I talk about the bubble, y'all gonna be like,
No, the bubble.
Gary Trent, Zach Collins, they got Melo, they got Hood, they got someone else, I forget. Cantor, Harry Giles. They have depth. Harry Giles. Listen, he's a young prospect. No, he's a young prospect. and they're probably going to get rid of Whiteside and like
They have to get rid of Whiteside.
Anthony Simons.
If he's not gone before playoffs, it's a wrap.
Whiteside's gonna be balling out.
I hope so. I hope so. He's I'm a piece.
He's so bad.
Oh, he's definitely gone. Plus Anthony Simons. I forgot to mention him. Anthony Simons. Bro, pretty much they got depth and they got pretty much. Oh yeah, and Nurkic. You know, Nurkic is going to be fully into the season. Hopefully, he doesn't get injured again. I see the Blazers doing better than the Warriors, respectfully. If I go Lakers in 1, I really don't know about the Clippers, but I want to give them their respects. I'll say they're top 4 Clippers. So
You got
I'll put the Nuggets ahead of the Portland Trailblazers for sure, and then I'll go Blazers.
No.
I'll go Blazers, and then Jazz, and then Clippers. Clippers at the 5th.
So let's say like Lakers, Nuggets, you got the Blazers 4.
Wait, who'd you have 3?
Lakers, not
Wait, you have Clippers as 2?
Clippers, Lakers, Nuggets.
I don't have Clippers, and I don't know about the Clippers. Is what? Portland's not gonna be better than Dallas?
I tried to tell you last year that Luka was better than him, and you didn't listen to me. And now
Because Luka wasn't. Luka wasn't better than.
Luka was better than Dame when he was 14.
Time out. I think the question where you tried to tell me was I said who. So it was a top 5 question, and I said based on that season, Damian Lillard was top 5, and you tried to say Luka was better than Dame.
Which one's in his top 5 MVP vote?
So Isaiah Thomas, when he was number 3 in MVP, was better than Kyrie Irving. Then is that what you're trying to say? No, that's okay. So no. Liam is trying to Liam is trying to say period that Luka is better than Dame.
I'm not trying to say it. I'm telling you it's a fact.
And Rudy just said that season. Liam is saying period, like from the jump. Luka is better than Dame. Luka, after this season, I can happily say whatever Luka does, if he's an MVP contender or whatever he does, or he does the same shit, that he is better than Dame. Luka's in his 2nd season? He just finished his 2nd? I'm not saying he's better. I'm saying last season, Dame was top 5, and Dame is still better. And everything, bro. Dame was top 5. Yes, in the NBA.
Like the season ended?
Yes. How am I bugging? Bubble MVP, and he was averaging how much during the regular season? Okay. Did they make the playoffs?
No.
Y'all coming at me saying, "Oh, is Dame in the playoffs? Is Dame in the playoffs?" It was LeBron, AD. Dame was in there for sure. That's 3, right?
Better put Kawhi Leonard in there. And Giannis.
No, Jokic is not in the top 5.
Jokic's better than Dame.
So that was it. Thank you, Rudy. It went LeBron, no order. LeBron, AD, Giannis, Kawhi, and Dame. Absolutely. that's just how it is. That's just how it is.
Bad, bro.
That was last year.
Phil,
That was just last year.
Phil, I probably just say that because you stopped seeing that for years. You feel like we had assets. But let's
I'm just going through what I see, bro.
let's be honest. Dame was not that hard.
Yes, he was. With the situation he was in, putting up 50 bombs on the Lakers at LA. I was like, that was right there.
Yo, before Hardy was like, every time that I feel like what you got Westbrook or whatever, always played by himself, like always top scorer.
Before he went.
Before he went to Westbrook or before like the past couple years, Hardy
Yeah.
was always crap, straight Hardy. You have all
He was a playoff team though. He was first of all, CJ's never been an all-star. CJ's never been an all-star. Yes. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was good at the time. He and who sent him home? Dame. That just helps my case, bro. Dame sent him home. Dame has sent your favorite point guard home. He has sent James Harden home and Russell Westbrook home. Dame had a better record.
Who says Tom Brady home?
Alright, so if you need a ring to be top 5, you need a ring to be top 5.
Yeah.
Alright, then Harden can't be top 5 or Luka then.
He was close to Dame.
So Luka can't be top 5 then. Ever.
Luka had a better playoff than fucking Dame.
I agree with that. But who's the bubble MVP? Who's the bubble MVP? Hey, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Y'all were saying, yo, Dame's not even in the playoff picture. And I had to take them hits to the chest. When those 8 games mean something, yes. Did those Who made the playoffs though? I go. That's the whole roster? Terrence Jones was nice. What was the last one before Pablo?
Trash. Alex Bennett.
Let me know when you're done. So can I say what I gotta say? Okay, that team was the 5th seed and we were the 4th seed, or the other way around, and we still beat them. So let's not act like it was a 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6. That team was a top 5 team in the Western Conference. Alright, and Dame was a top 5 team because of who? I mean the Portland Trailblazers. I'm pretty sure who had the better record that year? And I don't even think Dame was an all-star that year because he was getting snubbed. Y'all can hear me?
Unfortunately.
2015, the Rockets stacked like the Blazers.
In what? There's no way because they played in the first round.
No.
And that's what we're talking about, right?
No, 2014.
Oh, I don't. Well, what was the Blazers? 3 seed?
4. Oh, yeah. 2014.
Yeah. Pretty much the Rossi year that you just said. That was 2014, right?
Yeah. Well, that
I don't know what
Last place.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm
They
saying
they
I'm saying Harden carries the bomb team to the playoffs.
so that year what
No.
what seed? What seed? What seed? You said they were the number 2 seed?
Yeah.
With that roster?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Bro, Tony,
Either way,
Warriors brought yeah. Warriors brought Spurs
I don't know, man. I would have to do my own research, but
and Dame's taking that bump.
Dame is taking Dame is taking that playoff series.
Huh?
Not he wasn't taking it in that year.
No, he wasn't.
He was a top 5 team in the West. I don't know what you're trying to say, bro.
Bro. And
it wasn't because of CJ. It wasn't because of CJ. No, I'm not. Is y'all don't respect Dame. Y'all don't respect Dame. No. I respect Harden. It's just when Harden does what he does and he's the best at what he does, sometimes he hits those games where he drops 40 points or 30 points shooting 35% from the field. And then Dame, he has. No. This is recent. I'm not even talking about the past. This is recent. Like he's put up monster numbers, but then he's shooting like pretty average percentages. Where Dame got people injured left and right, and he's doing what he's doing to keep the team in playoff contention.
You say Dame got hurt. He still had CJ the whole year pretty much.
Who? Well. It's the Western Conference.
On the roster I named you when Dwight Howard was back, probably. Tell me who was the second option. Tell me who's the second option on that team. Yeah, you can't think of one.
No, I don't know.
Trevor Ariza?
Time out. I don't. Trevor Ariza has never been like bad. He's been a good role player his whole career. But I don't.
Second option.
I think Josh Smith was in his final last year.
Phil, yeah, come on, don't be done. Come on, even Randall gives you that look. Come on, like, come on, we get it. I respect you. You're a fan of Dame. I would do the same thing.
No, bro, y'all just don't respect Dame.
You be disrespecting Harden.
No, I don't. I put Harden in my top 5 before, but when Dame does,
you put Dame over Harden, shit.
Yes. After the season that I just saw from Damian Lillard. I don't know why. See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all don't respect, when
Phil, but the crazy thing
a single player can bring a whole team to the playoffs. And yes, they got swept in the first round, but they should have had no business, even being in contention. If we're being real.
What year?
Last year, the year that we just did. With
Nurkic, they weren't in contention. They got smoked.
And they respectfully did. But without Dame, they would have been a lottery team.
No one here is saying Dame is bad. You just think he's better than he is.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yes, you do.
But we'll save that for another time. Let's get back to the regular schedule program. Let's talk about the free agency's winners and losers. Alright? So, the winners and losers can be any team, any player. I'll start off the bat with who I thought were the winners and losers of the NBA free agency, and you guys can chime in with who you think were the winners and losers, or if you double down on any list or people that I said. So off the bat, obviously y'all are going to get this. The Portland Trailblazers are a clear winner in the free agency with who they added with Rodney Hood, the re-signed Melo. I just remember Derrick Jones Jr. That's who they added. Derrick Jones Jr., who isn't like big time, but he is a good role player and he can do whatever they want with him. And Robert Covington through a trade. That's Portland Trailblazers, the number one winners on my book. Gordon Hayward, he's also a winner. He got paid big. He didn't get the 35 from the player option, but you get 4 years, 120 million, I think, which just shows that Gordon is a winner and Michael Jordan is on something. But Michael Jordan has never been good with deals and players.
Wait, can I talk about Charlotte now then? If we're talking about losers?
Sure.
That team is a dumpster fire, bro. That team is hot shit. What are they doing?
But I don't get that.
Michael Jordan is just not a good owner.
That roster is awful. That Hayward contract is instantly right up there with Westbrook and Wall for worst in the league. And drafting LaMelo is bonkers. That whole team.
So, time out. That's actually a good,
Anyone. Bro, trade the pick. I don't care. That dude is cancer, and that team is cancer. It's an awful match.
No,
Oh my god, bro.
I agree with you on that, but it's also like I feel like you just gotta take somebody at that point, right? But I don't think they did that point.
No, they definitely didn't.
But
They
yeah,
need
but then
everything.
again, you take what you think the best option is. I can't blame on that, but I also see the point. I also agree with that comment. It's like that pick is just possible.
And we'll talk about that when we get to the grades on for the NBA draft. But continuing on, Atlanta. Atlanta.
I give him an 8+, bro.
Yeah, Atlanta with Danilo Gallinari, Rondo, and Chris Dunn. They definitely are another winner in the free agency.
It depends which Gallinari you get. You get him
Not
from the
Boban. Bogdan.
You get him from the last year, the one that played on the Clippers. That couldn't do anything against the Warriors. Which Gallinari do you get?
Yo, he didn't have a good playoff run this last season either. The playoffs are just not for him. He's just a regular season.
I'm not gonna lie.
But
he was just missing a bunch of practice.
yeah, and
I think that they did enough to their team to get swept in the first round of playoffs.
Yep.
That's what they did.
I totally agree with that. But no lie, it might seem like a 10-9 season. I still feel like something.
I mean, and I don't really know like what their coach is going to do with that team, but like defensively, they're going to be a nightmare.
They drafted your guy from USC.
Okongwu, who, I mean, send him overseas now, man. Just get ahead of it. Dude, that guy already, I don't see how he fits in the modern NBA. Plus, he's got a foot injury for big man. I'm out. I'm out. That's crazy.
That's Capella's backup right there. So he has time to figure. They have time to figure him out.
I'm afraid that I like him, but I'm afraid that the Bam comparison is gonna hurt him because I don't know if I've talked about this before, but like every draft, there's like a player that people are trying to compare to another player from the draft before that good season. Like it happens with foreign players when they like try to get
with the next Draymond Green.
Wow, that guy's a dumb cake. Absolute wagon. Oh my god.
Dragan Bender and Porzingis.
Even this draft with Avdia and Luka. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, Avdia's gonna be good, but don't compare him to that at all. Like, but I feel like people are expecting him to be that kind of player, and maybe he is similar to that. But that is not the right team for him at all. He's not starting on that team. I don't think, at least. I mean, he's going to start Capella and John Collins. Like, why would you start him? I mean,
who's not a starter?
Okongwu, the draft pick, the number 9, I think.
Well,
I'm not sure.
Number 6.
Number 6, yeah.
He's not going to start because you got Collins at the 4. Collins is nasty.
Start Capella. I mean, he could start, but you should start Capella because if you did all that to get him, you're not going to start him. I think they did a pretty good job in the free agency so far. I think they're getting Bogdan.
Who do you think starts? We got some young.
It'll be Trey, Bogdan, Gallinari, Collins, and Capella. Bogdanovich from the Kings.
They signed him?
He went there?
He agreed to sign with them. So.
Yeah.
Add that to the list. I didn't even know that.
Wow.
But again, like, he's another dude, like, lights out shooter, awesome, but like, he's not guarding anybody. This team is going to be awful on defense, bro.
Such a I didn't know you said
Off the
that.
bench, that's a good defense, but that starting lineup is not
Yeah.
defensive at all.
I think it's
In
pretty
the
much
interior
defense.
it is, but on ball, like in the defender. Like DeAndre Hunter's a good defender, but he's not
Collins is a
good.
good defender too.
Can Collins shoot?
Yeah. I'm good. I wish I'm good.
What was Scott Thompson? That's a good pickup for them.
Huh?
What was Scott Thompson? That's a good pickup for them.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good pickup for them. That's Robert Williams. That's not going to get hurt all the time.
They got Boucher.
Well, no cap the Raptors are going to be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think?
Losing
Keep
the
saying
Saul,
that, too, but I don't know.
Yeah. I still think they're a playoff team, but I like their who they drafted too, Malachi. I just like that underrated point guard for some reason.
All right, so
Where did he go again?
San Diego State.
San Diego.
Yeah, it's just
so
yeah,
top
right.
7 in the East, no one's falling out. So Orlando's probably gonna fall out in one of the seasons they're in. But the Hawks possibly could. That's probably like the number one team.
Who is 8 again?
Magic.
Sleep.
Oh yeah,
That's going to be bad. I think the Pacers are going to fall off.
maybe. Yo, the last 2 winners I want to mention, and then we'll get into the losers, are the Lakers and the Suns. The
Where are
Suns.
the Lakers getting this money, bro? Can somebody please tell me? Because I'm positive.
I don't know, but obviously they got KCP, Trez, Wes Matthews, and Dennis Schroeder through a trade. And the Suns, they got Chris Paul,
And
Jay
Gasol.
Crowder,
He's got Gasol, too.
Marc Gasol too.
Yeah.
Yep, and they got Gasol. So, and Montrezl Harrell, that was the biggest shock of the free agency,
Now,
in my
that's
opinion,
a loser. Add into that loser list right there. 'Cause, yo, why
Oh,
would
that-
you do that?
because he wants to win.
No, but, but you can't go to your...
Hey,
Yo, you're going to your rival?
I see nothing wrong.
Yeah, but there's no way that dude wants to play on that Clippers team. That team's a disaster.
And
Where's
that's what I told you, Rudy. He said, "Fuck you, Lou Will, and Paul George. I'm out."
Damn. I was shocked.
I can only see him as a loser if he turned down a lot of money, which he did. But then again, he's playing with LeBron, so you're not really a loser.
Well, yeah, some players like to win. Some players just want to.
He definitely strikes me as one of those dudes too.
Which is good, but like not to your rival. Like I don't mind if you took like a 219 to go to like the Nuggets or the Jazz.
Rondo went from Boston to the Lakers.
Bro, he doesn't have to
Another
move.
loser.
it was bad for me. They didn't even meet in the playoffs. Like we were hyping it as this crazy rivalry.
Still, we was just talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
They even got lucky to beat Dallas. Like they shouldn't have beaten Dallas.
No,
They were losing
Oh,
to Denver.
That's facts.
no lie. Now I think about it. If KP wasn't hurt, I think Dallas would beat them.
They
And
definitely
they
would.
neted Morris to injure Luka every single game.
And
Like
Boy, they didn't want to be in the game. You can tell they didn't want to be
Now let's. What'd you say?
they got better.
They signed Trey Burke. That's who I know so far. They probably drafted someone, which we'll get into.
They got Josh Richardson, which is a huge
Josh
pickup for
Richardson.
them.
Yep, that's right. Is that one of your winners, Randall?
I guess not as big as other teams that like really needed it. Like the Mavs are sort of in win now mode.
Yeah.
So obviously they're gonna make like a few additions. I think keeping Trey Burke is huge. I'd rather keep Trey Burke than Seth Curry, especially.
Really?
Trey Burke is a bucket getter.
Trey Burke isn't like, well, he's a better defender than Seth Curry. That's not really saying a lot, but he's a good shooter. He's good at penetrating. You need to chill, bro. You need to get out the house. You need to get out the house.
Hey, yo.
I wish I thought of it.
let's get into the losers now. Um,
Celtics,
Charlotte.
Celtics,
Let-
Charlotte.
let's start
They're
with.
big, getting deep.
I want to start with the loser, and I want to hear each of your guys' view on this.
Celtics.
And this is just an underrated loser, Dwight Howard, and I think he's a loser because he wanted more money to stay with the Lakers, and the Lakers just pretty much said kick rocks, and now he's in Philadelphia. So, and he took less
Nah,
money.
I don't even think he cared. He got what he wanted. The one thing
Back
he
to
was
LA.
missing.
And then
He wanted- He got the ring. The one thing his career was missing. I don't really say he lose it because he got what he wanted. He got it all.
But then he said he wanted to stop playing for free, meaning he wanted more money. And then told the Lakers that, and the Lakers said, no, Dwight, kick rocks. And then Philly said, welcome home for a veteran minimum. And to be behind Embiid too. So,
Yeah, I mean, he's still in a contender though. Like, it's not like he signed with the Timberwolves or something.
true.
Speaking of them, why the hell did they get Ricky Rubio back? Like, I don't understand why you draft a point guard just to get Rubio back. Like, what?
Which point guard was that?
They drafted somebody.
That would have been
They drafted.
Good McDaniel.
No, they also got, because they were talking about it during draft day, they got someone from Argentina, Leonardo Balmora.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a soccer player, I think.
That kid's awful.
They got a soccer player, Leonardo Balmora. Also, another loser I want to say are the Cavaliers. No offense to you, Liam, but they've done well. They recently got JaVale McGee, but before that, they did nothing.
What did you want us to do?
Yeah, what do you want him to do?
To be honest, and we're gonna get to this in the draft, I thought you guys should have picked the dude from Israel. I thought that was should have
And
been.
Denny?
Yeah,
Nah, dude. Okoro is absolutely the best pick. He's the best defender in his class. He needed someone on the team that could play defense. They did a good offseason just because they did that. Hopefully they can trade Drummond and Love.
Well, I want Drummond. Yeah, you guys gotta trade Drummond.
and that's what I'm saying. You guys have done nothing in the free agency, and you got Love, who's just depressed. He wants to be out of there, and you got Drummond, who doesn't know what he wants.
Yeah, why do you have to say that?
No, I'm being real. Like Kevin Love,
Yo,
he's
Brando, your facial expression.
Kevin Love,
He's just depressed. What?
bro. Being in Cleveland would do that to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You've never even been to Cleveland.
I've been there before. I've been there once, and I've never been back, and there's been a reason for that.
Yeah, they didn't want you back.
Oh God.
No, if we're gonna talk about losers and you're gonna bring up the Cavs before the Knicks, I'm smacking you here.
What did they do besides Austin Rivers?
They
They
got
drafted the Obi Toppin. What are you doing?
that's actually a good pick.
I
They
think it's
need
a
guards, man. They don't need more
Not for
forwards.
them. That's not good for them.
No guards.
That whole team is forward.
Yo, Liam, sometimes you just gotta take the best player that's available to you.
Yeah, Obi's exciting. You know, through the legs dunks are cool.
And he's
Like,
from New York.
cool.
That's
That's
no,
not how you draft players, man.
but no, that's like I
He's
see what
more
you're
than
trying to
that.
say.
Bro, they have so many guys that can
Do they still have
They
Dennis
just-
Smith?
yeah.
Come on, he's a
they have Kevin Knox, they have Julius Randle, they have
Mitchell Robinson.
yeah.
Dennis Smith got to
But
do something, or just leave
They
New York.
signed. They traded for Ed Davis. They signed Nerlens Noel.
Wait,
dude,
what?
what are they doing? You can't play 5 forwards.
Wait, they
Hey, you got to build a wall for Giannis when he
Wait,
drives.
they got Nerlens. They got
Yeah.
Knowles and Wolf and Ed Davis. Ed Davis is still in the league? All right,
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna
he's
get
on
my
the
draft
Knicks.
stock up now.
Yeah, Austin Rivers though.
They got Austin Rivers, you guys.
Does anyone else want to put Detroit as a loser?
Yeah.
But
They're
They got five
I
centers.
think they're in the worst situation of anything.
They got 5 centers on their
He's
roster.
good.
Detroit.
I'm-
They're just like
Well,
the Celtics,
I'm
but
sorry.
with centers.
Detroit's like the other team, like the Hornets, like we paying everybody money. Why would you get Mason Plumlee at 40 years? Like, in what world do you get Mason Plumlee that much money?
I think the Plumlee and Grant contracts. I wonder if they're doing a sign and trade with Denver for Blake, because otherwise I don't understand this contract at all.
He was a free agent, so it wasn't like a sign and trade. It was just straight up. But I do like the Grant trade. I mean,
Yeah.
the Grant sign. I like that sign.
Yeah, that was the only positive part of their offseason. Everything else, in my opinion, has been a little. They also got Josh Jackson. That's your Kansas boy.
Yeah, they also lost.
That dude shouldn't be in the NBA, unfortunately.
Yeah, that dude.
He should
Um,
have stayed another year in
Should have
Kansas.
stayed, bro. That's the thing. Him and Wayne, so Wayne Sheldon lost a year or 2 wins, and Jackson lost a year or 2 wins.
And that got potential.
Yeah, you can have potential, but it has to be the right fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
they drafted Killian Hayes though, and I think he could be a stud, but now he's trapped on that team, and I don't know. I mean, dude,
Free
they signed
him.
Jahlil Okafor. Speaking of dudes that shouldn't be in the NBA, I mean,
That's my guy.
Wait.
I like Jahlil Okafor.
no, you don't, bro.
Yes, I do.
You just like say that. Have you watched him play basketball?
Nah.
He looks like he's in quicksand. He's
Yo, Liam,
terrible, bro.
don't disrespect. His offense is nasty. The post move is nasty.
You're
Oh my
just,
goodness.
no, because
No, Liam, I just
Liam's
said the
gonna
post
say
move.
it's
the
just
post
not
move.
what the NBA is looking at for a big right now. He's just not the
No, it
tradition.
doesn't matter. He could have played in the 80s. He'd still be cheap. He's awful, bro.
He was bad before the NBA started transitioning.
You
He's bad.
can't be that slow. He's so
He's
slow.
right now the best he's ever been, but he's not good.
Nah, don't. Yeah, he has post move, but I
He
agree.
does. He does. Like he could be in the NBA for a little bit, but
Yeah, but he's not.
like why keep him on the bench?
Wait, where is he at
He's
now?
not coming in.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's good? What's good?
Dwayne Casey.
What you doing with all these bigs?
I don't know. That's why I put him as one of my losers, bro. That's just
They're a big fat loser.
I look you in and goes Christian Wood. If Harden stays, that's a big pickup.
Harden's not staying.
I said if.
Oh,
Why did let him leave?
Christian Wood. That is a good point. You got paid. And does anyone consider the Clippers a loser? What'd you say,
Who?
Randall? Might be.
Denver's a loser, right?
Yeah,
I think
Denver's
so,
a
too.
loser. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna get to them after the Clippers,
I don't know. I think Denver's the second best team in the West right now, though.
but in terms of what they've done,
I mean, losing Grant sucks, but like, I don't know. I mean, JaMychal
Liam.
Green can replace some of that.
Liam, they signed Fukandu Campazzo.
Who?
He's from Spain.
The Argentinian 5'10" guard who's 29 years old.
Yo,
Yeah, but,
losing
like-
Bisley.
Well, Beasley's going to prison, so I don't think they need to worry about him.
Another team is Bisley going. First of all, who the hell is Bisley 60 million?
They don't care about losing. I mean, they traded him in the middle of the season.
Beasley's
So they
a
don't-
good talent too. He's got to get his head
Yeah,
right.
dude, he's gonna do really well in the pickup games in prison. Like, sweet. We're not worried about him.
Who's going to prison?
Malik Beasley.
dude.
What do you mean?
You didn't hear?
Wait, what? Wait,
Yeah, we
what?
play a running back, dude.
What did he do?
Can I hit you?
Malik Beasley got
domestic
domestic. Or was it the gun charge?
violence. Which one? I don't know.
Wait, recently?
Yeah.
Last year, yeah.
Oh, it's crazy for him. Let me get that contact.
No. Domestic was Kevin Porter. He got caught with a gun charge. I
That's
think
alleged. That's alleged.
allegedly.
Let it be on the
Yeah,
record.
for Kevin Porter's alleged, but not for Malik Beasley, guys.
Yeah. No, Malik Beasley's done so. I think sneaky loser is Memphis. I think they're out of the playoff picture now.
Oh, no, easy.
Yeah. But John Morant's
They-
still gonna have a good season though.
Because they lost
cool.
him or because they didn't do anything?
They didn't do anything, and they gained Mario Hezonja, who might be the worst player in the league.
Where was he last year? I'm trying to think.
Portland.
Where was he last year?
He was on Portland's bum
Oh,
team
Phil, that's
with that
Phil.
bum point guard.
Which it's not it's my point.
Your teammates better.
Which is my point. Dave has to play with Mario Hezonja. That's
Oh
my
God,
point.
so bad.
The last time I heard of that name was when he dunked on Giannis. I
And he hasn't been
That's
good
all
since.
he dunked on Giannis and he blocked LeBron in the span of like 2 weeks, and he's still getting contract.
think. What happened to Chandler Carter?
Oh, he's done.
No. Oh, yeah,
He's
he
done.
got in a car accident. I forgot about that accident.
Hey, he's gotten paid though throughout his career, but yeah, he's done. I don't know how old he is though. It's like
He's
30,
33, 34.
33, yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
What?
he's in that club king, dude.
Him and Lou Will.
I think Orlando is another loser. They are out of the playoff picture, I think. I get that people like Cole Anthony. I do not see it in the NBA.
You don't see anyone in the NBA.
I mean, if you can't guard like Rudy, then you shouldn't be in the NBA.
What's your tone? What's that supposed to mean? What's it?
Hey, Trey Young's in the NBA. You can't guard Rudy.
Trey? Oh my God.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
What?
you would. Rudy would cook Trae Young.
No, you wouldn't.
Phil, you might even be able to score on him.
Listen, I
not
can take
scoring
anyone in the
either.
NBA. That's easy.
Yeah, but
Phil.
Yo,
By the end of the year, we're gonna have a debate about Trae Young versus Dame Lillard.
versus Dame Lillard.
who plays worse defense?
Who's the better scorer and who plays worse defense?
Bro, first of all, Dame isn't known for having bad defense.
So
That's-
Dame's a bad defender. Come on, man.
Hey, he gave Russell Westbrook problems.
Yeah, so does Russell Westbrook's brain. Come on.
Let me get to the last loser, in my opinion, and that's the Washington Wizards. Pretty much just messing up John Wall and pretty much saying, I want out, when he was totally committed to coming back, working with Bradley Beal. And I thought they were going to make the East stronger with John Wall coming back. But obviously, the Wizards didn't like him throwing up the gang signs online, which is totally cool. That's fine, but like, you know,
let him be.
Is it totally cool?
it is totally cool. I think it's fine. Just let him. Whatever he does on his off day is his off day. Let him
Yeah, but
be.
you can't promote
Bro,
violence.
when you're paying him $40 million a year, I feel like just don't throw up gang signs. It's not that much bad.
Yes, that's true. But I also, me and his brother too, I also
No.
feel you on that. It's the all season. I'm telling my homie, I'm gonna throw up the gang. When
Exact-
I don't care. But
Listen.
you gotta be a role model. Liam is right.
You must.
Bro,
You must
you're
have known.
practicing in the mirror.
Time out. This is not even. John Wall has thrown gang signs in the game before, and y'all didn't do anything about it. So he does it on his off day, and you have a problem with that? Nah, you can miss me with that. You can miss me with that.
Okay, that's a good point.
He shouldn't be doing it anywhere.
Okay, I agree. I agree with that.
Now remember when he hit that buzzer beater against the Celtics in the playoffs? He was holding up the gang.
Come on. There's like little kids courtside that's hearing him saying, and you didn't say anything then.
And I remember when I went to the Celtics.
That was my set, so I like it.
Him and Jay Carter got in a fight. He was throwing gang sign after the game too, but I guess the role model.
Well, now the Wizards are hoping to make the playoffs with Bertans and Bradley Beal and Admiral Schofield.
Yeah, crazy.
Never mind. Just Bertans and Bradley Beal.
Oklahoma City.
When he got traded?
Admiral Schofield.
The Tennessee legend.
PK Metcalf look alike.
Yep.
Alright, let's talk about the draft now. Talk about the draft grades. Pretty much the winners and losers and what you guys give for grades. And sure, let's start with the Warriors. They got Nico Manning, Wiseman, and I think that's it, right, Randall?
They got Wiseman, so that's all that matters.
I guess that's
They
all.
got-
Well,
They got the best player in the draft.
that's right. You guys did sign Brad Wanamaker, so Nico Manning's just gonna be a nobody in the bench. They signed Malik. So I guess Nico Manning's not gonna be anyone relevant anytime soon. But Randall, I'm just being real on how rookies get treated, bro, from the second round. That's just how it's gonna be. Huh?
Your team drafts players and sends them to Maine.
Oh God! We do that all the time.
Time out. Whoa, time out. I've been saying that, but y'all saying that this Aaron Smith pick and this Peyton pick was a good pick. Well, maybe not y'all, but Malik for sure, and then y'all just piggyback off Malik.
It was a fine pick.
Malik said, if Danny Ainge drafts a guard, I'm egging his house. They draft Aaron Smith and Peyton Petrage and Yamar, whoever his last name is, and Malik says, great job. We got the best shooter in the draft.
Best player.
Rudy, we needed a big. But let's talk about the Warriors first, because Randall wanted to talk about the Warriors first. Randall, what do you give them for a draft grade?
Me doing that didn't mean I want to talk about it first.
Well, you said their name.
That's who won. That's why I said the name.
That's who won the what? The draft?
I think it's a good team to start with because I think they won the draft. Like, they got the best player, and that's it. Like,
different styles of play. I heard analysts say that they're worried about James Wiseman. So I didn't think the Warriors were going to get a top 2 pick. Obviously, I thought we were going to fall a little bit lower, even though we had like the worst record. Maybe I just didn't feel lucky about getting a top pick. I was like, I know we are not going to choose and not draft him because we are good at drafting players. We understand talent. That is clearly the best player in the draft. Like, I don't know what anyone's talking about. I only need to see one game. And I knew what he was doing in high school. Like, he could have been in the NBA out of high school. He's 7'1", he didn't make range game, block shots, good rebounder, like, runs the floor like nobody else in the NBA. He's going to dominate on that team.
Yo, what is that name?
That's good.
That's not me. But go ahead.
Nigga, that was you.
Yeah, with the Evans draft.
I thought it was
But yeah, I wanna ask you this, Randall, because you said Wiseman was the best player in the draft. You think he's better than Edwards?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's close.
There are guards in next year's draft that are better than Edwards. Edwards is going to be really good, but you're not going to find bigs like Wiseman.
What about LaMelo Ball? No. I'm being real because obviously with Clay going down, you could obviously fill that void. Obviously, they did it with Kelly Oubre, and you could honestly get LaMelo Ball and draft him.
To shoot 22% from 3? That's not going to help them.
Liam, I'm talking to Red. First of all, he's a rookie. He's going to improve.
What's Lonzo shooting? Did his shooting improve?
Yes, his shooting did improve, actually.
Yeah, to what, like 29%?
To 35%.
The Warriors are way too smart to draft someone like that.
Yo, especially, they wouldn't trade D'Angelo Russell for the same reason that, like, they're not going to draft LaMelo Ball. It's the same reason they trade D'Angelo Russell. They had a clear direction. They haven't had a good post player since, I wouldn't even count David Lee as a good post player.
But do you believe he's the best player in the draft? I don't think he's better than LaMelo Ball. In my opinion. Yeah.
I don't even think it's close.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Wiseman's better, but I feel like people are sleeping on Melo. I feel like we're disrespecting him a lot too. But Wiseman is literally a bro, man. Like, he's talented. He has.
No, I agree. But and there goes Randall, I think. Oh no, he's coming back. Randall was saying that Wiseman was a good fit for the Warriors, or a draft pick that they should have attacked.
Yes, I
yes,
agree.
I agree with that. But he's saying he was the best in the draft, and I don't agree with that. I think LaMelo Ball was the best prospect in that draft. Respectfully.
Why though? But why do you think that?
For a guy that's 6'7" or 6'8" that can shoot, that can score, obviously his defense is not there.
Can't shoot though.
He's obviously going to be a raw when it comes to shooting. Everyone that's a scorer is not going to be able to shoot. They always question that. They always question everyone shooting if you're a scorer in college or wherever you came from. Like, can you shoot in the NBA? That's pretty standard with everyone.
Yeah, the difference is that all those guys though don't think they're a shooter. Like LaMelo thinks he's a shooter, and he's just not right now.
LaMelo thinks he's a scorer.
He's not. The only NBA skill he has right now is playmaking, whereas Wiseman is basically a finished product. He's only going to get better.
Glenzer, what do you think?
But what?
Who do you think was the best prospect in the draft?
I think Wiseman's the best. Like, he's the most NBA ready.
Complete, yes.
You're gonna say like who's got the most potential? I'd probably say LaMelo or Edwards. But I mean, as far as the best fit, the best NBA ready player, Wiseman's gonna make the most impact this year, and so probably the next 5.
That's a good point.
Wiseman better.
Edwards gonna be a bust. You heard from me here. He's gonna be a bust.
I hope not. But after what he's been saying recently,
I don't even think Melo.
You can't draft a guy number 1 overall that says he doesn't love basketball. That's crazy.
I don't watch basketball. So you tell me I watch more basketball than you?
Randall, what were you gonna say, Randall?
I don't think Melo's gonna be a bust even close. Yeah, I think he's been better longer. I think he's like a much better player.
True.
Like I watched a lot of Australia games, bro. It was not. He was going 1 for 6, 1 for 8. I mean, if he did go off, like he just couldn't shoot it. He's gonna get better. He's gonna work hard at it. But
Yeah.
like when you ask me who's a better player, who's a better player for the team, like James Wiseman. James Wiseman, I personally I think he's better coming out right now than he was when he came out. I don't know if he's gonna be better overall. I just think he has that potential to be that good. He's better at more things than he was.
Okay.
Better scorer than he was. Shot blocking, I'm not sure about.
I respect that. Embiid was a dog coming out of Kansas. I don't think he wasn't really.
He would have went number 1 if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's saying a lot.
Let me ask you guys this. The Chicago Bulls had the 4th pick, and they got Patrick Williams, 6'8" wing from Florida State, who averaged 9 and 4. What do we think about that draft pick, and their draft grade as well? Because I think they also got some dude from Serbia, Marco, at the 44, who's 6'11", just pretty much another prospect. But overall, what do you guys think about that draft pick?
Trash.
I personally, I'm actually kind of mad at myself that I haven't watched any film on this guy. I didn't see him once last year, so I can't even really say anything about him. I thought it was weird though, because I don't know who he is.
Right now, if I told you a 6'8" wing who's never started, who's averaging 9 and 4 would be a top 5 pick in the draft, would you believe me? I wouldn't believe you. Dion Waiters.
Dion Waiters. Yeah.
Where is he right now? Did he sign somewhere?
Not yet.
Bubble cheese.
I really like Patrick Williams. I think might have been you, Phil. Someone like asked me on Twitter a few months ago, like what one of the backs to take. He was like my sleeper guy. Like if they were gonna reach on someone, I think he's just one of those guys that fits on every single NBA team. That being said, if I was Chicago, I would have just traded down for like 7. Like he's gonna be there. No one's taking him ahead of you. So try and accrue another asset, but they reached for him, but they were the one spot. Nobody knew who they were going to pay, so I wasn't too surprised. But I like it. His upside is huge.
I don't get me wrong. He's a good talent, and upside is there. I just thought at 4 that was a bit of a reach, and I just didn't know why he was a top 5 pick in my eyes. Like I thought Denny was going to go before him. And pretty much a bunch of other people like Obi and things like that. Patrick Williams has been named, mentioned as a top 10 player for sure, but top 5 I'm not sure, and that's just me personally. So I thought that pick for me gets a D for him and the 44th guy. I don't know what the Bulls were.
The position that they needed to draft for though. They have 2 bigs already. They have at least a shooting reputation for us. For sure, exactly. And they think they're in their point guard of the future already. Kobe White.
Yeah.
No.
And they still have Zach LaVine too.
Yeah.
So.
I like Otto Porter.
Otto Porter has to prove himself. He has to prove himself. I think he just did a player option. He agreed to opt in or something like that.
He's still there?
He's still there. He's still in the league. If he doesn't ball out, that next contract's not looking too good. In my opinion, with all due respect.
He seems like one of those guys that a contender will trade for in the regular season and give him a shot. Like, I can see the Warriors doing something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good off the bench.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a starter.
All right, let's talk about the Celtics. How did they do in the draft?
That's definitely like I told you gotta take the best spot. Whoever's best fit, like that move, the Hornets are big in the but you take the best one. You have to. And when you don't have any best fit, I can't.
Rudy, if you were here earlier, or I don't know if you were here, Randall, how do we treat our rookies, bro? How do the Celtics treat our rookies?
I know the main cause I heard that.
Like, I don't understand. Like, if we need a big, and we're not going to get a big, and we have plenty of guards, we just got Jeff T. So I don't know who's going to play more between Peyton or Jeff T. I would think maybe.
Oh, T's going to play point guard. They don't have to play the shooting small forward. Forget me, that's what I'm saying.
See, but like we don't really play our rookies for offense, bro. We've never have.
Well, that's gonna have to switch.
Unless we need it. And do we really need offense?
I think you're grouping Naismith and Pritchard together, but Pritchard's not gonna play for you. That pick I don't get at all. Naismith is a lights out shooter. Like you don't really need him to do much. Just stand in the corner, let Tatum cook, and kick it out. That's an easy 3-point.
But
Phil, we don't have shooters. I'm tired of Marcus Smart shooting 10 threes a game. Yes, you can hit 6, but I don't want to see that. It's like, oh no.
Rudy, has shooting ever been the problem why Celtics lose games?
Yes, we go cold in the zone.
No. Like, I doubt that. Because if Kemba and Jason Tatum
for like 5 games.
No, because Kemba and Jason Tatum and others were not just because when your starters don't show up, then obviously the rest of the team don't show up. I think that was Tyler Hero going off, Bam Adebayo going off. Those were just like clear reasons why. Because we were in those games, were we not?
Yeah, but we also go cold.
You accidentally just brought up exactly why I drafted him. They're hoping that he's their Tyler Hero. They're hoping they can put him in and he can heat up and change the playoff game. He's not going to be that good.
Have that. Who were they bringing in as a spark off the bench? Like, especially when Gordon Hayward was hurt. Nobody.
Phil, that's what Randall can say is spark. Who do you have up to the Brent Williams?
Bro, I just don't know about him. No, I do know about him. He's quote unquote the best shooter. He hasn't played a lot of games, and if we're gonna draft the best available for at 14, okay, cool. I think we could have traded. Probably see if we can get a big through some other option. But we honestly do not like draft and then have them have an immediate impact. We've never. I don't remember the last time. So
Tatum and Brown were awesome for you guys.
But that's like the last one, and that's when we were coming off like
Bro,
what?
If it's top 10, we know how to draft. If it's not that, we're trash.
Yeah, Randall, you got your hand raised.
The players that did that was so bad. Not necessarily like bad players, but just bad fits. Like 2 under 6 guards who basically gave up on a under 6 guard. He's gonna be able to lead the franchise, and he did get hurt. But I don't know why anyone expected him to make an impact that team.
Bro, we drafted Peyton and we signed Jeff T, bro.
Well, I'm sorry. My thing is, like, I know you had knee injuries. Oh, you had 4 months off before you played basketball. Like, how did you lose that comeback?
Bro, it's not even about that. It's about what we got chewed in the paint by Bam Adebayo, and we could not guard the rookie Tyler Hero. We couldn't, and now we're expecting Aaron Smith to go lock up Kyrie and KD on the Brooklyn Nets.
Said that you have everyone you need to do that. You already have that, and they didn't do it.
Yes.
You have good perimeter defenders. You have some of the best.
I'm worried about
dogs on our team. Besides Marcus Smart, we don't have a dog. We don't have somebody that's like, yo, I'm gonna be like the top. We don't have that. We need a vet or a dog. Like,
I agree.
Okay, we're missing that. We're too smiley, too like, oh yeah, let me show both down.
And Rudy, we just got younger with the draft, bro. Like if I'm being, this is just my opinion. We did not need a shooter, in my opinion. Obviously, shooting is good, and it's a luxury in the league, but that was never a problem for the Celtics.
I think Thompson's a good pickup.
I think, like, talking about the defense and stuff, and, like, Harrow beating you, like, you guys lost to Miami because you couldn't beat a 2-3 zone.
Yes.
And the easiest way to beat a zone is shooting. Like,
and we couldn't shoot.
Stevens got outcoached in that whole series. I think that whole series was bizarre, but like Naismith doesn't solve your problems, but he helps with one of them.
Yeah.
And like what you're about to say, Thompson. I think the biggest problem the Celtics have had for 10 years is rebounding, and Thompson instantly fixes that.
Yeah, but no, it's like even with IQ, what we missing rebounding. I'm tired of us saying it one piece away, where it's always like missing rebound. Dude, get somebody. Like, it's annoying. And my thing was like, if it's true that Danny Ainge didn't want to trade Hayward for Miles Turner because he wanted TJ Warren, I'm gonna smack the dog out of Danny Ainge for that.
It was that. It was that. We had Miles Turner and Doug McDermott. That was their final offer, and we said no.
Not getting anything for Hayward is a disaster. It's a disaster. Like, that's... all these other teams in the East are getting better, and the Celtics are getting, like, marginally better. And unless Tatum takes an enormous step forward, how is this team going to beat Brooklyn? I don't understand what the front office is doing.
trash that they couldn't do a sign trade. You can't use that cap space. That shit's just gone.
Yeah, exactly.
You're losing a play. Gordon Hayward, whatever you want to say about him, bro, he shot 50% from the field. Like, he's an efficient player, and that's important to have, especially as like your third, fourth option.
Yeah, bro. Bro. Yeah, don't be.
You have some of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. You have Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. Like, you shouldn't be letting anyone score 40 points on you. That is, I'm sorry, is white and 20 years old. And a rookie. And small.
Nah, you right.
I love Tyler Hero, but oh my God.
Let me ask y'all this. Which is more important? Because I think we're just seeing two different. We just have two different, things that we see as important. Is building our interior defense after seeing what Bam Adebayo is doing and pretty much, just what the Heat are doing, more important, or drafting more firepower or getting more firepower? I guess that's the question.
But you're thinking we also we signed a bid. Is that enough now?
We wanted Miles Turner though.
Thompson's better than Miles Turner.
Huh?
Tristan Thompson's better than Miles Turner.
I don't know.
I can see
dude,
that.
I've watched every game Tristan Thompson's played for like 5 years. The Celtics fans are going to absolutely love him.
Dude,
Like,
See, you're just biased.
I think it's better. I think for
no, I'm just like what Celtics fans value: hustling, rebounding, like
Yes.
leadership.
I agree.
Miles Turner provides none of those things.
None of this.
That's not just a
Wait, the shot block.
Turner will block like some layups and it's going to look cool, but he's not going to get 10 rebounds every single game. Like, and Turner obviously has more potential than Thompson, but that's not what the Celtics need.
Exactly what he said. We need a dog. Thompson's a dog. Off the court, he's a dog. So he's good.
Phil, your problem is interior defense, but I'm telling you, defense on the perimeter will be a lawsuit.
That's facts.
Nah. We
That's
were
facts.
by Bam. It was interior defense, bro. Bro, Bam was getting like 15 rebounds like one game.
Bro, I remember hearing Rudy and pretty much everyone, and obviously Kemba had his woes. Tatum was doing stupid shots, but we were hearing a lot of, Daniel Tice is getting chewed. Daniel Tice can't do this. Daniel Tice sucks. And Daniel Tice is not a big. He is a big, but he's not a traditional 5. He's a stretch 4 who they made play center. And that's where Bam absolutely killed us.
And it only gets worse. Like, Bam's a stud, but he's like 6'9". Like, what are you going to do against Giannis? Against, Jared Allen, whatever he's going to next.
Pascal.
And then if you somehow make it out of the East, like, Anthony Davis is going to kill that team.
Yeah.
I don't know. They still have at least one more move to make, so it's not a team big.
Who, the Celtics?
Yeah.
Yo, get Chris Boucher, dog.
I've been saying that for like 2 years. Yo, I ain't gonna cap. I thought of him as a kid like 2 years ago. He's lights out too. He can shoot and defend and run. But the Raptors are gonna keep him because he's probably gonna start.
Should, bro. The Raptors would have said, first of all, they have no bigs, and he's gonna be nice.
Well, Nick Nurse said it last year during the next year. He's like, I want to play more minutes for him. I'd be like, do that because he hasn't got that yet for Suns. It's kind of tough.
I still don't know about him.
I saw a stat when he played over 20 minutes. He was like 10 games. He averaged like 18 and 10,
Bro, he was killing.
and he shoots like 45% from three.
But also the thing about this is that you're not playing like full starting minutes. You know what I mean? If it's like a 6-day win, you gotta like step back.
When he got time to like progress throughout the game, like if you're coming in and you're only getting like 3 minutes first, you're only gonna when you go 0 for 2, you're not gonna have time to like get in the rhythm and do that. So obviously your stats are pretty good.
Yeah, you're right.
So let me ask
Good.
y'all, just to finish on the Celtics, what would you give them for a draft grade?
Wait, are we talking football? I would say C+.
Randall? Liam?
I give him a B minus probably. I think most Celtics fans want them to kind of trade up or trade some of those picks for a player. It might not have been possible, so
Yeah.
given their opportunity, I think they could do that.
And even though I'm talking a lot about, I don't know why we drafted these guys, I don't want them to not succeed. But like I said, we drafted Peyton. We just got Jeff Teague. Now they got to figure that out. I think we still got Carson and Tremont on the roster too. They got to figure that out. And we just have a whole bunch of guards. Just a whole bunch of guards. So the Celtics got to figure that out. Going to the next team, let's talk about the Charlotte Hornets, who got LaMelo Ball and Vernon Carey and Grant Riller at 50. Grant Riller at 56. They said that this man.
He's a bucket.
They said he was a first round talent, but obviously he dropped. But what do we think about the Hornets and their draft picks? Liam, we'll start with you since you love LaMelo Ball so much.
Yeah, I hate it. I honestly, I'm way lower on LaMelo Ball than everybody, I guess, but like, you can't argue that this is a bad culture fit. Like, who's here on that team is kind of still him around. Hayward now, he just got there. So
Yeah, it's weird. I agree. There's no culture.
that dude needed, like, he's been his entire basketball career. Like, everywhere he goes, he's the man. And, like, that's not going to work in the NBA. But, like, no one in Charlotte can claim otherwise. I think it's going to be bad.
You don't think a couple of beatings with MJ is gonna help him out?
Yeah, unless that.
We have 20 years of MJ not being able to do that with anybody. Why would it work for this kid?
Because LeVar Ball's there now.
Yeah, just fine, so.
Liam, I want to ask you personally, do you think this draft class was weak or strong?
Awful. Very weak.
Okay.
I think that Wiseman is in the tier of his own, and in the next tier is like 20 guys. Like, I think there's a lot of like solid role players maybe, but I think Edwards is a huge liability. I think Ball's going to be really bad. And then other than that, like, there's no like all-stars on this draft except Wiseman.
Okay, I said the same thing, but like with your dislike of LaMelo Ball, where does he belong in the draft board, in your opinion?
Me personally, I want to take him in the top 10. Like, if I have an asset like that, I want to get at least some sort of thing. And like, he could be awful. Like, I get that the potential is through the roof, but you see so many guys like that like don't have that dog in them. Like Wiggins, Jabari Parker, like all these dudes, and he just seems like the next one. You know? I don't get it.
Well said.
That's well said, because I really want to know why you dislike the kid so much, and I don't know if it was a hate towards the father or just like the whole Ball family and maybe what you saw in Lonzo. You think it's see?
No, you can't make fun of him. He did what a lot of people don't do. Market that. You know what I mean? You know what he's doing. He did that on purpose. It's still talking.
I just want to know, like, with LaMelo Ball, he's played professionally in Lithuania. If we don't want to give him credit for that, that's fine. But he did play in the NBL, which is arguably the second best league if we're overseas besides the EuroLeague. So, and he was the Rookie of the Year in the NBL for that season, and he's just a good talent in my opinion.
He's just he's like this whole like modern thing. Like kind of what I said about like Trae Young and stuff last year. Like there's just this new archetype of player where like you just judge him based on 1 minute highlight clips and like 8-minute YouTube mistakes. So like if you watch them play a basketball game, they're just bad basketball players. Like
It's the direction of it.
I mean, I saw that highlight of LaMelo being at like behind the back to score a double team and behind the back pass for a layup. Like that's cool, but that doesn't win you basketball games. Like he doesn't play any defense, which at least Lonzo is a good defender. And the thing I have against them is just the sense of entitlement. Like Lonzo at least had to like carve a path to get to the NBA, and
Randall, same question to you about the Hornets and pretty much all this LaMelo Ball talk. How do you think the Hornets did, and what do you see? What do you think of the draft picks? Why do you think he'll be good? He's a good player. That's true.
Yeah, I don't want to mention that in the same sense. I hope he's good. He will leave for him. But for LaMelo, I came into him playing in the NBL like dead ass nervous of like how he's gonna play. Like scared. Like I didn't want him to like have bad games or lack out of the game. And I knew how good he was too. Like I knew he was a good player. The games I watched about like 4 full games of him in the NBL. There were 2 that all 4 of them, he had like good games. There were 2 he dominated, and 2 he just played kind of average. And his team lost. His team lost 3 out of 4 of them. I saw like 130 point game, which is a triple double, and like another like 20 something, and like another triple double. And he was a really good playmaker in those games. He didn't like play great defense. He got steals, but he didn't really play like great defense. He was in like the right spots. Like in high school, he would just literally stand around. Part of that was definitely his fault. The other part was just that culture not playing that defense. I think like if they were brought up to want to play defense, then they would be much better defenders. But that's just not how they were brought up. If they were brought up to play a system that was really wait for you to shoot, miss, and then cut down the court. So I mean, it's the same reason a lot of guys like that came from Syracuse aren't good defenders. Like you're playing your zone. You haven't played man since high school, like you're not going to know how to play man defense. You're not going to know defensive instincts. You're not going to know team defense. But also, like, you play enough basketball, you play good basketball, you should at least like try to work on being a good defender, and then just aren't. I'm really a good defender, but I have to work on it.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, I have a lot better feeling of how he's going to be as a player than Liam does, and I understand why Liam feels that way about him. I understand why everyone feels that way about him. I see the good things, and I understand how much he like loves basketball and how much he's going to do. Like I assume he's going to be very good, and I think he's going to get a lot bigger, which is going to be helpful. He's just strong as hell. Best size, you can't really see best size for point guard. That's not playmaking ability. So no matter what, he's going to help his team. But I'm going to be just as nervous as I was with him entering the NBL as I am with him entering the NBA.
All right. This is going to be the last question, then we're going to wrap it up with the final thoughts. Who do you guys think will be the Rookie of the Year coming into the season? Or let me ask you this. Who do you think the favorite is, and who do you think will have the Rookie of the Year at the end of the year?
Wise.
Wiseman for Rudy. What about you, Randall?
I think Wiseman has the best situation.
Mm-hmm.
He's a high draft pick. I think he's the best odds. There's a lot of draft picks that are
It's probably my pick. I don't want to sound biased, but it's just a great situation.
Yeah. Liam?
I think Wiseman's going to be the best of them, like, as a fit for his basketball team, if that makes sense. But, like, I kind of don't see how anybody wins except LaMelo. Like, he's going to put up the most stats, and he's going to have the most hype. He's like the Zion, like the heavy favorite for being, I guess. But if he doesn't get hurt, I don't think it matters how bad they are. If he averages like 18, 6, and 7 or something, like they're going to give it to him, even though I think Wiseman's going to be better.
I think, and this is a complete dark horse, the dude from Israel is going to be the Rookie of the Year. I just think Denny, yeah. I just think he's gonna go into the Washington Wizards, and they're just gonna want him to just be him. I don't see anyone starting over him unless I'm missing. Oh no, Bertans probably start over him if they keep Wall or whoever they have at point guard, Beal, Bertans. Who was last year's draft pick for the Wizards? Rui. Yeah, Rui and whoever they plug in at center. So I like him to start, maybe, hopefully. But if not, I see him as, a guy that just comes off the bench and just does what he does. And he's able to score. He's 6'10", and he has a nice skill set. So I think he will come out as Rookie of the Year. And if not, then probably LaMelo Ball. But I'm going with Denny.
Not starting this week, but his team has had nasty years.
Sorry, because he's nasty at a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think Halliburton on the Kings is a good sleeper pick too. I think that was a great pick for them, and I think he can play with Fox. If they can get rid of Buddy Hield and he has an opportunity, he could put up some serious numbers.
Yeah, that was also a big steal in the draft. I don't know why he dropped so much, but good pickup for the Kings. And Liam, I also want to ask you this last question before we go to our final thoughts and wrap up. With your pick, what's his name again? Isaac?
Okoro, yeah.
Isaac Okoro. Does he start, or do you guys start Dylan Wilder, or whatever his last name is?
Dylan Windler. No, I think Okoro will start, because he's going to have to guard the best player on every team every single night. So, won't need to start him.
Dylan is also a rookie in his second year, and he hasn't really proved him. But
I'm really excited for him.
He's a good shooter.
Awesome at Belmont, so.
Yeah, and I actually want to see him, do work for the Cavs.
He got hurt last year?
Yeah, he got hurt in the preseason, so he never played at all.
Yeah, that shit sucked.
Shut him down, yeah.
That sucks.
And he's a shooter. He's a shooter for sure.
I'm going to watch him on League Pass a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found myself doing that a lot, in the middle of the year. So I love Colin Sexton.
Yeah, I definitely want to see him do work. But yeah, that's been a nice episode chatting with you guys. Let's go to our final thoughts. Randall, let's start with you. Final thoughts on everything we talked about, or anything that we haven't talked about. Flu shot.
I think that I like
I could talk about the NBA for 10, 15, $20,000. Don't drive you to that. It's been crazy last season. And like the free agents aren't even like these names, but we see teams adding like 2 players and just scary.
And we're only on day 2.
Yeah, we're in a good team.
And I think the East got stronger. Well, obviously the East got stronger with just, KD, Kyrie, and just a whole bunch of people coming back. But the league's going to be more... Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Rudy, final thoughts?
I'm just excited the season starts in less than a month.
Yes, sir.
I just can't wait to see how people are going to fit. But I feel like there's going to be a bunch of injuries in the beginning because, less training, less recovery. So it's tough for everybody to get I don't see how you keep training the season starts. It's like you have to have time off. Who's going to make an impact and how? What are they going to do with no time?
True that. And speaking of that, with the season coming up, I wanted to ask you guys if you guys wanted to do, a podcast episode. All of us plus Malik and Glenzer. Hopefully they can come on too. We can do a little fantasy basketball league and do a little live draft if y'all would be down.
Hell yeah.
What the hell is that?
Live draft. Pretty much it's like you get your starting 5. I think we've all pretty much done it. Knows how it's gonna go. You got your starters. You got your bench, and pretty much however the lineups go, you can change it as it is. We can do that live as well. So if y'all are down, we can set that up and we can do that in the future. Liam, final thoughts.
Yeah, I was so excited for the NBA season. The Clay injury is like a huge bummer. It's brutal, but the 2 biggest storylines to me are Steph and KD are back healthy. We didn't have 2 of the 5 best players in the league play last year, so it's just going to be awesome to see them playing basketball again.
No love to Kyrie.
Kyrie played. He'll be back.
True.
Yeah.
And my final thoughts is Damian Lillard finished last season as top 5. He'll be starting as top 5. And he'll be ending. Whoa, I'm not done. And
His division?
Overall in the NBA. Top 5 player.
Wait, in this upcoming season?
Alright, let me start over and let me finish.
I heard what you said about the past. Yeah. But you said the upcoming season is going to be top 5?
In the upcoming season, he's starting as a top 5 point guard to finish up until otherwise.
Oh, yeah, you said top 5 point guard. Okay, top 5 point guard.
Top 5 point guard and top 5 player. I thought we already knew about the player. But
goodbye.
No. Let me finish. He's starting as a top 5 player and point guard until proven otherwise. And Steph has
proven otherwise?
Yes. Coming from that last season, he is top 5. Yes.
Yo, are you high?
I am not. Y'all just not watching Damian work.
No, you're just not watching basketball.
No, I'm just being real. But with everyone coming back healthy, I'm glad the NBA season's coming back. I don't know how they're gonna schedule. They're obviously gonna have to fix the schedule to make it like baseball format. I heard that was gonna be a thing, so they can do less travel. I really want to see how that would work out. But yeah, NBA season is coming. Damian Lillard is top 5 and is top 5 until proven otherwise. And I'll be real, I don't think he's gonna finish as a top 5 player after the end of next coming season. But that's just what I think. If that makes y'all happy.
Wow.
But until then, he's top 5 now, and he's top 5 forever. And Rudy, you still have not apologized to Carmelo.
For what?
Don't say that.
Well, that's half the season.
Half the season he was putting in work, and the other half when he wasn't in the league, he said he was trash.
Well, he was hurt.
No, he wasn't. We'll figure it out. Alright.
Peace.
Peace.